What's up, guys? This is episode 2 of Tips and Tricks from Bear River Strength and Conditioning. This week we're talking about the kipping toes to bar. There's 3 things that we want to focus on. Number 1 is the grip. So on the grip, what we see a lot of is this over the top of the bar grip where all 5 fingers are on the top, okay? My challenge to you would be to utilize a different grip that has 4 fingers on the top. You tuck it and bring the thumb down. Here's why. The thumb is the strongest part of the hand. If I had my over the top part of the hand like this and I tried to turn that hand, I wouldn't be able to. If I got my thumb down here and tried to turn the hand, you can. So what that means as far as shoulder positioning is the ability to turn this bar and get the shoulders into the proper position where it's safe. That way I can have the mobility to go from hollow rock to arch. Once you've established this grip, then we can start to develop the kip, which is, again, arch to hollow rock. Some of you struggle with the kip. If you're the person that struggles with the kip, part of it could just be a simple mobility issue. So I'm going to demonstrate on this kip swing. Watch how far my feet can go back, but how limited I am in my shoulders. So if I'm here, I'm really not doing a lot with my shoulders. Ideally, we would want to see more range of motion with the shoulders. So if that's you and you're struggling with shoulder mobility, there's a little way that you can help yourself out by getting off of a bar. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a set of rings here. These rings are obviously not stable like the bar is. We have the ability to move. So you can sit here on a ring and we can start to focus on full range of motion of the shoulder in a good position on the rings. As you get more comfortable with a set of rings like that that are less stable, we can start to build them closer to a stable platform like the bar. So on this situation right here, we've taken these rings, put them all the way up to the bar. It's a lot more stable than it was when it was hanging 5 feet from the rig. So now as my kip goes, it's going to translate more to a bar. Then you can work yourself back to your regular bar, and hopefully you develop that range of motion with the shoulder. Okay? So once you've got a good, solid kip into place, then we need to start to think about what are we doing with our lower body to get the toes closer to the bar. A lot of people sit there and think, I need to press that bar all the way down to my toes. And in a certain sense, yes, you do. But keep in mind, that's very taxing on the shoulder, especially if you've got the wrong grip. The most powerful part of our body is in our hips. The hips have a really good ability to gain flexion, meaning they can get closer and closer to the bar in this case. So one drill you can do to kind of learn how to get hip flexion is to come back to these rings. And all we're going to focus on is 2 things: keeping the legs glued together, keeping our legs pointed straight, and we're just going to build higher and higher. I'm not as focused on like aggressive hollow rock arch in this particular drill as I am hip flexion. So what it will look like, you can just start low. Some of you might only be able to go like this. That's fine. As you get better and better, you're going to be able to go up all the way to where your toes can hit the rings. Once you kind of develop that, then maybe you can try it on this one. Then we can go to a bar and do the same thing on the bar, where we build up higher and higher with our legs straight till eventually we're hitting the bar. So that'll help you on the kip, is the full range of motion, flexion of the hips, okay? Once you're kind of developed the kip, to increase capacity, then we want to start to focus on a strict toes to bar. So here's the issue with the strict toes to bar that we see a lot of. We see a lot of people as they get to this bar, they'll start to push their head and chest back to try to get their toes up to the bar. We still want to, what that'll look like, you'll see this big push back, and you'll see the toes come up and then back down. We still want to maintain proper form with the upper body while still getting flexion out of the hip. So Lyle, why don't you come over here? If you struggle with that, you'll stand behind me. Have somebody help you. Lyle's going to push on my back, and he's going to create a block so that as I start to come up, he keeps my back from pushing back. That way I've learned total hip flexion here rather than shoulder engagement with the hip flexion. That'll gain the capacity for that hip to go up and up and up. Eventually then you can get to your toes to bar where we go here, and you can kind of put the 2 together to where the toes are getting all the way to the bar, using as much hip flexion as we can while still minimizing the taxation of the shoulder and the fatigue on the shoulder. Give it a shot, go through all these progressions. Eventually one of them is gonna give you a sticking point. That's where you need to spend some time. Good luck, guys.